My name is Ada. I studied mass communication at a federal university in the South region of Nigeria. I come from a humble home, where my mother hawks pepper soup at a busy bus stop, and my father, who passed away when I was 8, left us with nothing but his dreams for me. I grew up determined to make something of myself. University was my chance. That was where I met him, Chike. From the moment he introduced himself during our first year orientation week, I knew there was something different about him. He had a quiet confidence, a gentle smile, and eyes that seemed to always be watching, not with judgment, but with interest. We sat together in class on the first day, and by the end of that week, we were exchanging notes. By the second month, I started looking forward to his messages. How did you like class today? Are you safe getting home? It was innocent at first, friendship. But university for many of us isn't just about lectures. It is about hope, escape, survival. And for me, Chike became both a support system and a dream. He was from a middle-class family in the East, with parents who lived in Enugu State and ran a small manufacturing business. He was kind, respectful, and ambitious, and I fell in love with him. By our second year, we were official. We promised each other the world. I had no illusion of luxury. I knew what poverty looked like, but I believed in simplicity, hard work, love, and loyalty. Every evening after lectures, we would sit under the big Iroko tree behind the faculty building, sharing our dreams. After NYSC, we would settle in Lagos. I would get a job in media. He will help me with publishing my blog, and together, we will start something small. He held my hands, squeezing them gently. My love, we are going to make it together. University days passed like a lovely dream. I worked hard on my assignments and projects, always encouraged by him. He too worked hard, juggling lectures and a small side job tutoring first-year students in grammar and writing. Sometimes, he even lent me a small amount whenever I was broke. He never asked for repayment. I trusted him completely. My guard was down. My heart was open, but I should have known prints of danger were there from the beginning. It started in our final year. It became distant. On some days, texting me late at night with, "Sorry, Ada, I'm busy," or replying after hours. I didn't worry much at first. University pressure, assignments, projects work, I told myself. But inside, a little voice screamed, "Don't ignore this." Then came the calls, late calls from strange numbers he pretended not to know. I asked once, "Babe, who is that?" He laughed it off, said it was a friend from home checking on him. I accepted it. Maybe I was too blinded by love. Or maybe I didn't want to sour what we had. Despite that, we still talked about our future, about NYSC, about moving to Lagos, about building a life together. He said he had already applied for his NYSC posting. That talk excited me. NYSC meant a fresh start, a real salary, a chance for both of us to shine. I started buying fabric. My dream was for us to have matching Asoebi in Lagos. I scribbled my plans in my notebook. I would decorate our room. I will start a blog for my storytelling. I would help me run it. Then, the graduations, goodbyes, tears and promises. On the day I graduated and he did too, we embraced under the same Iroko tree, with classmates and friends around. He said gently in my ear, "From now on, it's just us. Lagos bound, I'll marry you after NYSC. And I believed him. I kissed him and told him I was ready to fight for us. NYSC camp came. I was posted to another state in the southeast. He was posted to Lagos. We talked every day. Early morning calls, evening calls. He sent me small airtime when I begged. I was serving in a lonely school as an assistant teacher. Earning little, but I felt happy. I counted the days to when he'd come and pick me up, and we start our new life. Then came the silence. It was after my first month in camp. One evening, I called him, asked how work was. He said, fine, but his voice sounded tired, distant. I thought maybe Lagos traffic or shift schedules, but I missed him. So I asked if we could do a video call, but he refused. He said his battery was low. He said his phone was faulty. Those excuses, days after days. I tried not to overthink. I told myself, maybe he's overwhelmed, NYC is tough. I wanted to trust. Then came the message. I'm sorry, Ada. It appeared on my screen at 2 a.m. A message, not a call. I thought something serious had happened. Maybe an accident or maybe trouble. I held my breath and opened it. It's read, please forgive me. I can't make it back this weekend. And that was all. For a week, nothing. No calls, no messages. Until I saw the post on the friend status. A photo. A man in a white kaftan and cap, standing next to a woman in traditional ashrebi, smiling. I leaned closer. I recognized the man instantly. It was Chike. My heart stopped. My head spun. I tapped the screen. Then I saw the caption. God is good. Alhamdulillah. Married my love. My leg gave way. I sank to the floor inside my small NYSC apartment. Air rushing out of me. I stared at the screen as if it betrayed me. The message disappeared under my trembling finger. I scrolled again. Everything cleared. The photo, the caption, he smiled with another woman. My face felt hot. Tears blurred my vision. I wanted to scream, to wake up from some foul nightmare. But this was real. My heart broke into 1,000 silent pieces. I closed the phone, pressed it against my chest. My heart raced. Why? When? How long? Was she in Lagos while I was serving? Is this the reason you never video called? Guilt, shame, betrayal, they crashed over me like waves. I didn't cry yet. I just sat there, numb. I didn't eat for 2 days. I didn't go to camp classes. I missed meal. I walked slowly to the river beyond the school. The same place I used to dream of our bright future. The water looked peaceful but felt cruel. I stared at my reflection. Dark circles under my eyes. Pain etched in my face. I whispered, why, Chike? Why lie to me all this while? No answer came. After those 2 days, I called him. I couldn't help it. Something inside me needed to hear his voice. When he picked, he sounded surprised. Ada, are you okay? My voice cracked. Why did you marry her? When? Instead of an answer, I heard silence. Then he said, I'm sorry. I can't explain now. And hung up. That was when the real pain began. I went home after camp, back to the pepper soup stand, back to my mother's small room. Lagos felt far. My dream felt far. I looked at the fabric I bought months ago, still folded neatly in a box. I touched it and felt emptiness. My phone rang one Saturday evening. A number I didn't recognize. A medium-range network. Maybe a reused SIM. I hesitated. But I answered. A woman's voice. "Are you Ada?" "This is Uju." My heart sank. That name I'd never heard before. She said quietly, "I'm married to Chike." My breath froze. She said, "I don't know what you know, but I want you to know the truth before it gets worse." I closed my eyes. My word narrowed to just one word. Truth. That night, I couldn't sleep. I stared at the ceiling. My mind replayed every moment, every kiss, every promise, every smile. I recalled how he once said, "I want to give you security." I believed him. I trusted him. I loved him. Now, I realized love without truth is pain waiting to happen. I sat up, switched on my small writing desk lamp. I opened my journal, the one I used in school to plan our future. I scribbled a question. How do I fight for the truth? Rain started tapping on the window. I closed my eyes, listening. My tears mixed silently with the raindrops. I made a decision. I would find out everything. I would hear the story from the other side. I would know why he lied, who he really loved, and what happened after we parted ways. I didn't know then that when I started digging, I would unearth secrets darker than I ever imagined. The next morning, I woke up to the sound of the markets in my neighborhood, the familiar shouts of hawkers, the honking of commercial buses. Life moved on, but inside me, nothing has moved. I had made a decision. I needed answers. I could no longer sit and stew in the pain, letting anger fester. I called Uju again. She agreed to meet me at a quiet cafe in town, far from busy streets, somewhere I could hear her clearly. My palms sweated. My heart pounded in anticipation and dread. What would I say to her? What would she reveal? Would I even like the truth? When I arrived, I spotted her immediately. A young woman, neatly dressed, calm, composed. There was no malice in her eyes, only honesty, and maybe a tiny tinge of pity. "You are Ada?" she asked softly. "Yes," I said, trying to steady my voice. "I'm Uju," she said, smiling faintly. "I don't know how much you know. I just want to tell my side of the story before it gets too late." I nodded. My throat felt tight. She took a deep breath and began. "Tike and I had known each other since secondary school. We were engaged to be married, but life separated us. My family moved to Lagos and I lost touch with him. Last year, he reached out to me. He told me he loved me all these years. I didn't know he was in another relationship. I swear, I didn't. When we met, it felt like destiny. I thought I was doing the right thing. I wanted to scream. My heart shook. You mean while we were dating in university? While we were planning our life?" Uju's eyes filled with tears. I didn't know he was dating anyone else. I was just believing him. He promised me forever. I sat back, stunned. The room felt suffocating. I didn't know whether to cry, shout, or run away. My entire world, every hope, every plan I had built with him, felt like it had all been built on sand. I left the cafe in a daze, my thought a whirlwind. I needed to see him. I needed answers directly from Chike. I wasn't going to let this end in whisper and second-hand story. I found him at his apartment in Lagos. He opened the door, surprised. Ada, what are you? Don't! Don't start, I said, my voice trembling but firm. I saw the pictures. I saw your wife, Chike. You promised me. You promised me everything. He sank back, looking guilty, conflicted. Ada, I didn't plan it this way too. You have to understand. Understand? I shouted. Understand you've lied to me for years. That you kept me believing in a future we would never have. He rubbed his face, exhaling slowly. I was scared that my family, they wanted me to settle with Uju. I didn't want to hurt you. So I thought maybe if I had waited until NYSC, it would be easier to tell you. I didn't know how to. You didn't know how to what? Break your promise? Respect me? Love me honestly? I interrupted. Tears burned my eyes. Do you know what I gave to you? My time, my heart, my trust. His silence was deafening. I could see he knew he had destroyed something precious. You made a choice, I said, my voice cold now. A choice that ended us before it even began. I left his apartment without waiting for a response. That night, I cried harder than I'd ever had. Not just for the betrayal, but for the innocence I had lost. My dream of a future with him, carefully nurtured over years, was gone, snatched away by lies and hidden promises. The day that followed were hard. I refused to speak to anyone about him, even friends. I focused on myself, my work, and my blog. I poured my emotions into writing. Every word laced with pain and clarity. Every story I wrote became a reflection of what I felt. Anger, sadness, hope, and eventually resilience. Then came a surprising twist. A week later, I received a letter, not a message, not an email. An actual letter slipped under my door. It was from Chike. My hand shook as I unfolded it. I know I have no right to ask anything of you, Ada. But I need you to understand. I didn't intend to hurt you. I made mistakes, grave mistakes. But you need to know, you were always my aunt. I can't undo the past, but I will spend the rest of my life regretting that I hurt you. I stared at the paper, my emotion a tangled mess. I could feel anger boiling up, but also a strange sense of closure. I didn't need his words to heal me. I had to heal myself, for myself. Months passed, I started posting more of my stories on YouTube. Each story gained more followers, more engagements. People were drawn to the raw emotion, the heartbreak, the relatability. I became known as a storyteller who could make you feel every tear, every betrayal, every victory. One day, I got a message from a young woman named Ifoma. She told me she had been heartbroken, cheated on by someone she trusted. I had found solace in my stories. She said my words had given her strength to move on. It was then I realized my pain had a purpose. What I suffered, what I cried over, what I had feared would destroy me, it had transformed into something bigger. I was no longer just Ada. I was a voice, a guide, a reflection of everyone who had loved, lost, and survived. I never saw Chike again. He remained in Lagos with Uju. Occasionally, I would hear rumors. Some friends saw them together at events, smiling happily. And I smiled too, not out of happiness for them, but because I had reclaimed my story. My life was mine again. In the end, I understood something crucial. Love is not always enough. Trust, honesty, and integrity matters more. I'd given my heart to someone who could not keep it safe, but I had found a new purpose in my own strength. And as I sit here today, typing, I feel a quiet peace. The world is fast, and my journey is only beginning. Some hearts will break, yes, but they can also lead to a new chapter. A chapter where your own voice, your own dream, and your own resilience becomes your greatest treasure. For Ada, heartbreak had been the first step towards power, growth, and influence. And that is the story she will share, so others could see that even when promises break, life moves on, and sometimes better than ever. Hi Tales by Debbie family. Thank you for watching this amazing story. I hope you all learned something from this story. Please kindly leave your opinion about the story in the comment section down below. What would you have done if you were Ada? I would love to hear your thoughts on this story. And also, if you've not subscribed to my channel by now, please kindly hit on that subscribe button, like this video, and lastly, share with your loved ones. And I'll see you all in my next video. For now, stay blessed and stay safe. Bye.